We're back with another sizzling episode of Action GBX. This month we've got some breaking news on the GameCube, a sizzling first look at Golden Sun and Mario Advance 2, and reviews of Wario Land 4, Fortress and WWF The Trail. Check out our top tip on Kuro and 2. When Nintendo converted Super Mario Bros. To the GBA under the name Mario Advance, many thought they'd picked the wrong game. Super Mario World is what we want, they cried. Well, soon we'll have it. The SNES classic is coming to the Advance as Mario Advance 2. Super Mario World is one of the greatest video games ever. It's huge, brilliantly designed, and packed with features. Watch out for Yoshi. You can climb on his back and ride him. No release date has been set for Mario Advance 2's UK release, but rest assured it'll be a big day in the history of the Game Boy Advance. Is this the greatest RPG ever? It's going down a storm in Japan and looks set to do the same here. You and your companions must recover a stolen artifact to prevent the destruction of your world. Nothing original in the plot, but in a first for a console RPG, 2 players can take on a character each and explore the game separately or together. The graphics are absolutely marvelous too, but as developers Camelot were responsible for Mario Golf and Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Color, that's no great surprise.
Email has revolutionized the way we communicate with other people. Now you can email your friends anywhere in the world using your Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color. Yes, it's true. WorldPort is an amazing all-in-one email solution that lets you send and receive emails using your handheld. It's easy to use too. It simply plugs into your Game Boy Advance or Color like a regular game cartridge. Create your very own email account, then compose your emails on screen using WorldPort's virtual keyboard. When you're ready to send your message, just connect WorldPort to any telephone socket using the cable provided. You can email anyone else with any type of email account. But that's not all. WorldPort is also a powerful personal organizer. Keep track of important birthdays and appointments using the calendar and diary, and store all your favorite email addresses in WorldPort's virtual address book. Just hit a button to start emailing a friend. WorldPort costs £24.99 in the shops, but thanks to GBX Magazine, you can save an incredible £10 off this price for a limited period only. Just call 08456 010015 and say, Sakura says give me £10 off a WorldPort. Or visit www.d3world.com to order on the internet using our 100% secure server. But hurry, this fantastic offer must end on September the 30th, 2001.
The Nintendo GameCube is already out in Japan and is coming to the UK in the new year. We all know certain GameCube games use the Advance as a hand controller for added playability, but are the games up to scratch? We went to the Nintendo Show 2001 to find out. Mario's lost in a ghost-filled mansion, and it's up to Luigi to find him. The graphics in Luigi's mansion are incredible, with dust blowing around as you vacuum, and superb lighting effects as you catch the ghosts in your torch beam. The controls are innovative too, using both of the analog sticks. It seems Luigi's starring debut is a real winner. Ride on the backs of dinosaurs, fly spaceships, solve puzzles. You do it all in Star Fox Adventures Dinosaur Planet. It's so big, only the GameCube can contain it. Pikmin defies categorization. Individually, the tiny creatures are weak, but gather a posse of them and you're soon smashing obstacles and fighting foes. Wave Race Blue Storm looks incredible. The water effects are first-rate and the jet skis a dream to control. To be honest, Super Smash Bros. Melee looks like a souped-up N64 game, and at present it doesn't play that well either. It's too much of a button basher with little in the way of tactics. Let's hope it improves before it's finished. This third-person action game sees you fighting evil throughout the ages. From ancient Rome to Napoleonic battlefields, you take on hordes of creatures using only the weapons of that time period. NBA Courtside 2002 isn't the strongest game in the Cube's lineup. It plays a mean game of basketball and the players move fluidly, but it isn't the quantum leap in sports sims we all expect. So there we have it. Most GameCube games are looking fantastic, and this is just the beginning. Look out for more news on the GameCube and how it links with the Advance in future episodes.
Grab yourself a pen and paper and prepare yourself for the offer of a lifetime. You already know that GBX is the only Game Boy magazine worth reading, with get-to-the-point reviews, first-on-the-scene previews, in-the-know features, and a unique video packed with exclusive footage of the best games around. So how would you like 6 issues of GBX absolutely free? Yes, you can really have a 6-month subscription to GBX without sending us any money. One call does it all. Just pick up the phone and tell us your name and address. We'll deliver GBX to your door every month for the next 6 months. Call now on 09065 775 775 to take advantage of this amazing offer. There really is no catch. One short phone call does it all. We don't need a credit card number and we don't want you to send a single penny. This really is an unbeatable offer. What are you waiting for? Call 09065 775 775 now to get 6 issues of GBX absolutely free. Lines are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Calls cost £1.50 per minute at all times and last approximately 3 minutes. Sorry, this incredible offer is only available to residents of mainland UK.
Crawfish Interactive has so many great games on the way, we couldn't fit them all into last episode's interview. This month, we once again speak to Crawfish Director of Development, Mike Merrin, about some hot up-and-coming advanced titles.
The version we're actually converting is from the Dreamcast, which is the very latest incarnation of the Street Fighter series. It utilises everything that's in the Dreamcast version, the isms, X-ism, V-ism, all of the additional modes, the world mode, versus mode. To ensure that we could get the same game mechanics on a 4-button system, obviously the control method had to be changed slightly. Light kicks, heavy kicks are kept true on the buttons, so you've got the A and B button for light kicks and the shoulder buttons for heavy kicks. To ensure that you could get medium kicks, this was utilised by doing A and either left or right on the D-pad. Obviously with an 8MB cartridge, that's quite a lot less space than there is on a Dreamcast CD, and so we had to use an awful lot of compression on the system to make sure that we could fit all of the characters and backgrounds in there, as well as making sure we were selective about certain background animations. Although there's everything in there, certain things that you wouldn't notice necessarily on a small screen will have been removed. Yeah, there's actually 37 characters in the GBA version. The Dreamcast version actually only had 34. But Capcom said, is there any way you can get an extra 3 on there? And we said, okay. So yeah, we really pushed it to the max. We've also ensuring that because there's 37 characters in the original Dreamcast version, every single character had their own background. And again, in the Game Boy Advance version, each character will have their own background. Each will have animations, as well as parallax scrolling on each of those backgrounds as well. Within Freestyle Scooter, you've got a number of different tasks that you have to complete on each of the arenas you're given. These include collecting 20 wheels, accumulating a number of grind points or grind distance, also a number of trick points, and combos for each trick that you do. The main differences with Razor Freestyle Scooter and Tony Hawk's is that the arenas are more fun, if you like. They're more sort of tongue-in-cheek. I think also I would say the game is more pick up and play than Tony Hawk's is. A lot more forgiving at the start when you're playing it. And also we have multiplayer in our game, which Tony Hawk's doesn't. You've got a circus, a shopping mall, an aircraft carrier, and a sports stadium. We have a number of multiplayer modes. These include simple point-based game where you've got up to 3 opponents that you've got to try and outpoint doing tricks. Also, we've got a grind game where you've got to try and make sure you grind a further distance than any of your opponents.
Want to know what's the coolest piece of kit for Game Boy Advance this summer? Then get your hands on Action Replay GBX, the all-in-one gaming solution that will make you the envy of your friends. Take control of your games collection by arming yourself with infinite lives, ammunition, health, and much more. Action Replay GBX comes preloaded with tons of cheats for all your favorite Game Boy Advance games. Using Action Replay GBX is a piece of cake. The cartridge simply slots into the back of your Game Boy Advance. Plug in any Game Boy Advance game and get ready to show them who's boss. Just bought a brand new game? No problem. You'll find the very latest Action Replay codes in GBX magazine on www.codejunkies.com or by calling the Code Junkies hotline. You can enter new codes quickly and easily. So, what are you waiting for? Put the power in your hands today with Action Replay GBX, the ultimate cheat cartridge for Game Boy Advance.
A giant golden pyramid has mysteriously appeared, so Wario dashes off to loot the place. Along the way, must defeat each of the 4 pyramid guardians facing the final mystery boss. There's so much in this game, it's unbelievable. It's brilliant fun to play, with an inspired blend of puzzle and action elements. It has immense longevity and superb graphics and sound, and it hasn't appeared anywhere else. No cheap SNES conversion here. In fact, it's a genuine Game Boy Advance classic that will stand the test of time and take its place among the all-time great platformers. You can't go far wrong with Tetris, or can you? Time and again, new variations on the classic game offer pointless additions to the formula, reducing the fun. Fortress sees you building protective walls with the falling blocks, earning bonus points and special weapons for completing block combinations. You then blast the hell out of your opponent's fort while he does the same to you. Although original, Fortress lacks depth. It's fun for a while, but each stage plays the same as the last, with only the graphics changing. It's a little more fun in the 2-player mode, but ultimately Fortress is a wasted opportunity. Anyone old enough to remember Double Dragon will find WWF Betrayal suspiciously familiar. The plot's almost identical. Rescue the girl, here Stephanie McMahon, from the evil kidnappers. The side-scrolling beat-em-up action's the same too, with fist and foot combat and the occasional weapon. Unfortunately, it's just as repetitive too. It's fun for a while, and WWF fans will love it. But for everyone else, it's unoriginal and ultimately stale. It's a simple tip, but a good one. Press select in the starting area, shorten your stick, making the game easier. Keep pressing it to shorten your stick even further. You can't set a record with a short stick, but it's great for practice. And remember, completing the challenge mode gives access to 5 new courses, and completing story mode with perfects on every puzzle opens yet more stages. That wraps it up for this month's Action GBX. Next month, we've a brace of Game Boy Advance games for you, as well as some sizzling previews and hopefully a great competition. Stay tuned and never miss an episode.